Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, real fast while you're listening to the little Christmas jingle here. We, on behalf of RACECORE Online Racing League and, of course, Virtual Racing Network, would like to wish everyone out there a safe holiday and a Merry Christmas. So we will be back here momentarily with the rest of your broadcast coming up soon. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen once again here to Virtual Racing Network. We are here tonight with the RACECORE Online Racing League here on the 23rd of December. This year is almost over. It has come and gone so fast here. We are definitely stoked to be here, even though it is winding down here for the season. That being said, we want to get to the sponsors that have made this season possible, and for the sponsors on the broadcast side of things, of course, here on the racing side of things, they would not be here and we would not be here if it wasn't for the following partners. Global Building Contractors, make sure you check them out on their social media sites. The presenting sponsor here for tonight's race and this series, that is iRacing Drivers World. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, videos, photos, anything like that about iRacing, you can post those over on iRacing Drivers World. Go look up that page on Facebook and join it today. Dan Butler Designs. If you need a design done here on iRacing, there's no better place to go than Dan Butler Designs. And just the most recent sponsor coming on board here, that is Gold Cube. They again just came on board here recently, so make sure you check them out. And on the broadcast side of things here for tonight's race, we have a few sponsors that have been here all season long here for 2018. We're glad they're here. Some of them just renewing. Those include Northwest Racing Series, your official one-go sponsor here for tonight's race. Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. Make sure you check them out at wallsbeardco.com, the official starting grid sponsor for tonight's race. SimSpeedShop.com. Make sure you check them out for their custom-made button boxes and those e-brakes for you rallycross racers. They are a must for all iRacers. Also, they have just renewed, and we'll go ahead and announce it here first. We do have, after the holidays, we are going to have a button box made that we are going to give away live on the stream here for during one of our races. We'll let you know more details when those become available. iBog, iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics, your sim race broadcast graphic source. If you're looking to get into broadcasting or just need to up your game with some better graphics, head on over to ibog.co. And of course, RACECORE themselves here. RACECORE Online Racing League just came on board here recently for the rest of this year in 2019. So definitely a big shout out to them. Obviously, you can watch them here on VRN as we are broadcasting them tonight here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight. So we'll be looking to see who comes into victory lane. We have 21 drivers that have made the trip here to Indy tonight. Of course, anyone that's not familiar with this track, it is a 2.5 mile track, 2.51 miles. Of course, 4 corners. This is a very, very distinct track. You won't find a track like this other places. It's just the home of some awesome racing, a lot of big events, and tonight it's the host of this race here for 60 laps. But before we get into all of the fine details of the race, we need to step away for the national anthem, so we'll be right back coming up with qualifying next.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's day what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the pillars o'er the ramparts we walk were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is on the board. We're going to drop down to the track with these drivers. As it looks like our first driver to come out is going to be the number 2 of Jamir Muhammad. As we'll see what kind of times he will put in. You do see, of course, qualifying on the left side of your screen. Those are your top 20 times. We have 21 drivers here tonight, so one driver not going to be showing up on the list. And we'll see. Obviously, there are going to be several drivers here for tonight's race that will not be posting times. We'll let you know who those are right now, as receiving end-of-line penalty coming into tonight's race due to penalties from last week's race at Dover. Those are going to be Francois Peltier, Sam Crow, Kelsey Rogers, Justin Starr, and Struan Smith. Those are going to be your drivers that those drivers will at least not be qualifying, as they do have the end-of-line penalty coming into tonight's race. Some of those drivers are been up front lately, so this could be interesting to see how they fare here. The 2.51 mile track, again, qualifying is we'll round it to 2.5, so 2 laps is what they have. Jamir Muhammad is on his first lap right now. Which they have 5 miles around this track. This will be very interesting to see who comes on the top. This is, again, a very iconic track. It's very different. It's not an oval per se. It's more of a square with rounded, or a rectangle with rounded edges. It would be more of a description for Indianapolis Motor Speedway, with very long straightaways. Even in the corners, you actually have straightaways. It's very different. So this will be interesting to watch, to see who can perfect getting around this track here tonight. As right now it is Jamir Muhammad that is up top with a 50.409. Chris Brown in the number 1 machine right now. That score page job, he is currently second with a 50.765. Bruce Clay currently in 3rd place with a fast time right now, a 50.874. So we'll see where he stacks up when it's all said and done. Alex Huffman, who came in a little late, didn't get as much practice as some of these guys. He's currently sitting in 4th place as he will come to the line. You can see the flag stand right there, way up in the air. He will cross the line. It's going to be a 50.998. So he will stay where he's at in 4th place, but still ran a faster time on top of that. So very good run for him. And we do see Mike Neal out in chat, so that brings it up there. Merry Christmas to you too, Mike, and everyone else in the chat here. This is the last broadcast we will have before Christmas here in 2 days, as of course it is the 23rd of December. Check in with Jim Locking, who's currently 7th fastest, 51.820. Yes, that is correct. Alex Huffman now to 6th place, as Jamir Muhammad's going to take it back to the top with a good time there. And we'll check in here. Matthew Ellis put in a pretty good time there as well. Dan Butler, 51.824, to put himself in 10th place right now. So a really good time for him. As you can see right there, we're going to go back to our main camera. He's going to come down the backstretch here. We'll see if his next lap will be faster than that number 21 machine, or if he will stick where he's at currently in 11th place. Scotty Zerk out on the track and he will go right there and cross the line, and it will be a 51-212 to put himself in 8th place as Dan Butler runs a 51-824. Here he comes to run his second lap, or complete it anyway. What kind of time will he put in here? As you'll see the brick patch right there, he puts in a time of a 51-221. So he will jump up to 9th place, right behind Scotty Zerk in the 31 machine. So some really good times coming in. Brian Jones to 2nd place in the 45 Jalopnik machine with a 50.716. A very good time for him. Charles Hoffman, who didn't think he was going to make it here tonight, did make it, currently 4th fastest with a 51-851. A very good time for him. Again, we have several drivers you see on that list that have not taken times here tonight. Sterling Smith is not taking the time, and that's actually going to do it, so we're going to get rid of qualifying here. Again, people like Mikey Neal did not take a time. He did not have an EOL here, but Sterling Smith and a couple of our other drivers did. So we have drivers that are opting to not qualify here. Mikey Neal maybe got 10 laps of practice in before this race. So no surprise there that he wants to start in the back and try to fight his way through this field a little bit, as he did not get a whole lot of practice in here. So we're going to be watching drivers like him. But meanwhile, we are going to get down to the grid here. We're going to go ahead and go through your Walls-Beard Co. starting grid here for tonight's race. On row 1 is going to be the 2 of Jameer Muhammad and the 45 of Brian Jones. Row 2 is going to be the 1 of Chris Brown and the 63 of Charles Hoffman. Row 3 is going to be the 80 of Bruce Clay and the 6 of Matthew Ellis. Row 4 is going to be the 83 of Alex Huffman and the 31 of Scotty Zerk. Row 5 is going to be the 21 of Dan Butler and the 91 of Jim Locking. Row 6 is going to be the 77 of Justin Spear and the 555 of Butch Frazier. Row 7 is going to be the 8 of Mikey Neal and the 33 of Josh Coley. Row 8 is going to be the 9 of Brian Dorsey and the 3 of Damian Leininger. Row 9 is going to be the 78 of John Van Varellis and the 70 of Sam Crow. Row 10 is going to be the 50 of Sterling Smith and the 99 of Justin Starr. Rounding out the field here tonight is going to be the 96 of Craig Covington. It's starting in row 11. That will do it here for the Walls-Beard Co. starting grid as we are getting ready to get this race started. As you can see right there is our grid. Everyone is ready to go. Everybody is starting here tonight. Now, before we get into the racing action coming up here in just a little bit, we do want to tell everyone, watch that top bar here tonight. We have some new little additions in there for all of the fans out there. Obviously, our goal here at Virtual Racing Network is to make it as easy as possible for you to spot where your driver is on the track at any given time during the race. That being said, we have worked with iBog very closely to put this new feature in there. Underneath their name, you will see either nothing if they're running in the race. If they are in the pits, it will say in the pits underneath it with a yellow bar. As soon as they enter the pits, it will automatically pop up there. If they did not start, which we won't see that here, everyone did start. But if they get wrecked and they have packed it up and called it a day, it will say out of the race. So now you know if you see someone that's 10 laps down, you will actually know if they are in the race or have packed it up and called it a day by that little section there underneath their name that will tell you they are out of the race and not coming back. So that is a new little feature we have added here just for y'all fans, so you can know exactly where everyone is at any given time, if they're on the track or if they have packed it up on to the hauler for the race. But we're getting ready to get started here. Pace car lights are off. It means we'll be going racing this time by. All right, there you see the entrance to pit road. Pace car dives off And it is just a few moments now as the green flag is set to come out. And they already start going very quickly here. There it is. Green flag is out. We are racing here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We'll put your ticker up there as you can see right now. That ticker should be as you've known it before. Everybody is in the race, so you won't see any additional information underneath it. But later on in the race, we probably will see some people out of the race due to incidents, but right now it's Jamir Muhammad that is out front leading this race as we switch to our main camera here. This is the RACECORE Online iRacing. Wow, RACECORE iRacing Drivers World Series. If we will get it out here, we are apparently excited to get to Christmas and tossing your words around here tonight. But either way, it's Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We have 60 laps on the books. Jamir Muhammad out front, followed by Brian Jones and Chris Brown in second and third place right now. We'll go ahead and put your top three up on the ticker so you know exactly where everybody is. There's a driver we need to watch right there. That's the 8 of Mikey Niels. He's trying to get by the 99 of Justin Starr. Again, very few laps in this car as he did not get to do much practicing here. And here he is working his way up. He's going to get by the 99 of Justin Starr. His next victim to pass will be the 50 of Sterling Smith, who received an EOL. And we know Sterling's fast, so it will be a challenge to get around him, but maybe not. He's going to get by him pretty quick here. Let's go through this field just a little bit as you have Josh Coley trying to get by the 31 of Scotty Zerk. He does it. He slides up and completes the pass for 11th place. A little further up in this field, you have Alex Huffman, the teammate of the 8, that is currently battling, or was battling with the 80 of Bruce Clay. Now he's trying to run down Charles Hoffman as laps are starting to come in, and so far the fastest lap is set by Jamir Muhammad on lap 2 for the number 2, as we'll see if he can hold off Brian Jones. So far it looks like he is going to. We're going to go a little further back here as we saw sparks flying, already damage to, that is the 63 of Charles Hoffman that has damage to the outside of his car, the right side. You can see the damage right there, so we'll actually go on board to the roll bar, and you can see just how messed up that right front is. It's pushed up. The real question isn't how messed up is that hood. The real question is we'll go, how messed up is the splitter? If that splitter's not going to be dragging, as you can see, it's lifted up there just a little bit. He's not going to be getting the downforce that he is wanting. So we'll be watching to see how bad that hinders him tonight. But it looks like actually some of these other cars have that fender raised up there a little bit too, or that splitter. So you see right there how raised up it is. But look at Alex Huffman and Bruce Clay. Theirs is the same way, so I don't think he damaged it too bad. Clearly he hasn't. He's able to stay ahead of Alex Huffman as well as Matthew Ellis and Bruce Clay. We're going to go back here a little ways, as I thought we saw somebody that was off pace, but they're not. They're back going once again here on lap 460. Again, these are going to take about a minute a lap, so it's going to roughly take about 58 minutes to run this race, assuming we go caution-free for the rest of this race, or for the entire race. Right now, of course, we are caution-free here on lap 5 of 60. We did not get a chance to get a fuel mileage for these guys, so we're not 100% sure on that. We will be watching to see when they do come down at pit road. But Jamir Muhammad, your race leader here at the moment, has a huge gap, 1.4 seconds ahead of Chris Brown, who, by the way, Chris Brown did get by Brian Jones here in that last lap just now, here within the last probably 200 feet. He was able to get by him and actually has pulled away from him quite a bit. So we'll see if maybe Brian Jones, and there he is, has damage, as that would definitely cause him to lose that speed he had. Still, that splitter is not messed up too bad, so I think he'll be able to recover. Meanwhile, we go back a few spots. We got a good little battle going on for fourth between Charles Hoffman and Alex Huffman, as it looks like Alex Huffman's going to try to get by him, but just not quite there at the moment. Caution free, though, here in the race so far We want to remind everyone real quick while we have a little bit of spreading out going here. If you haven't before, hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified of all upcoming events here on Virtual Racing Network. And of course, don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you like the racing. It's free to watch, so we hope you enjoy it. And it is definitely going to be a great race throughout the night here. Josh Coley in ninth place, trying to work his way through this field and to make something happen. You are watching Iracing. It's a web-based simulator. You can check it out at iracing.com. If you do enjoy it and looking to get into it, you can message us on the Virtual Racing Network Facebook page. We do have some 3-month codes to give away, so definitely shoot us a message if you're looking to get in. It's for new members only, and we can get you hooked up on to iRacing. Here's another good battle going on. Charles Hoffman and Bruce Clay battling. Sorry, Bruce Clay and Matthew Ellis. My correction, Charles Hoffman's kind of pulled away from that group. But it is Bruce Clay in the 80 and the 6 of Matthew Ellis. Bumper to bumper here. I'm not sure Matthew Ellis is going to have enough speed to get by the 80s. He's pretty quick here tonight. We'll see. He was fast in practice. Will he be able to hold him off here in the race as times are coming in? That fastest lap still being set on lap 2 from Jamir Muhammad, though, as Jamir Muhammad now has a 2.5-second lead. And we're going to go back one more time here to Mikey Niels. He's getting by Jim Locking for 12th place, and I have a feeling he's going to take it pretty easy. Mikey Neal, though, let's pull it up as he's battling side by side with the 91 of Jim Locking. Started 13th, as low as 20th. Here he is sitting in a 12th place right now. That is his highest. And it'll update when he gets to the line, but from 13th to 20th and back to 12th as he slid back there just a little ways. He is now working his way through the field. He has a 9.4 second gap to the leader, Jamir Muhammad. But if you know anything, if you've watched enough of these races here for the on VRN for RACECORE, you know that car right there, that 8 of Mikey Neal, he is a force to be reckoned with. And Jamir Muhammad knows that. Jamir Muhammad knows if he can get up to him quick enough that he will be able to give Jamir a run for his money here. So that is something that we are definitely going to have to watch to see if that does play itself out as we go a little bit back here. This is really probably where the battles are going on right now between Josh Coley, Dan Butler, and Bruce Clay. The 80, the 21, and the 33 right now. Definitely, thank you for everything. iRacing does a good job with this. We are glad to be here covering all of this. And these guys put on a heck of a show here for iRacing as well. So just some outstanding drivers here tonight. As again, you're watching this little battle here. Dan Butler, for the moment, is holding these guys off as he did get by Bruce Clay there on that last lap. So we'll see if he can get by him. Bruce Clay was battling pretty good with Charles Hoffman, but didn't do it. Now you have Damian Leininger in the 3. He's getting passed by the 33 of Josh Coley. Josh Coley is trying to get up there and make something happen for himself. We'll see if he can do it. Can he get the pass made? He couldn't that time. He's going to have to keep digging and see if he can get to the bottom. As we've already seen, it looks like the inside lane is the lane for passing. As you see the 33 go to the bottom, so is the 9 of Brian Dorsey, who came in very late here. Also did not get much practice, as he is now trying to run him down. And I don't know what that is causing those times to blink as they update. We do apologize for that. We'll see if we can't get that fixed soon. But Brian Dorsey and the 3 of Damian Leininger side by side. Meanwhile, Josh Coley has got by these guys. He is moving forward, but there you see now the 2 Budweiser machines fixing to go to battle here. We'll see who will come out on top, the Blue Bud or the Red Bud. One of them is going to come out victorious here in this battle as Mikey Neal is on a mission to get to the front of this field as the 3 of Damian Leininger is going to try to get by Josh Coley now. We'll see. I don't think it's going to happen when they come to the line. He's going to have to tuck in. And if he's not careful, Mikey Neal could get to the outside and try to take that position on the outside. As we know, Mikey's fast. Oh, Mikey Neal gets into the outside wall, though. That is going to hurt him. And little damage. There goes the 63 of Charles Hoffman into the wall as well. 2 cars into the wall in the same lap. That outside wall is going to be a problem for drivers here tonight. We'll see how big of a problem it's going to be. Obviously, for Jamir Muhammad, it is not posing much of a problem as he has a huge lead at this moment. And we're only on lap number 12 right now of 60. And Ibog from, or Jason there, either way you want to call him, as the caution is out. Let's go back, and it is the 31 of Scotty Zerk that is involved. Let's go and take a look and see what happened. Going to our spotter cam here, what happened to the 31 of Scotty Zerk? All looked good at this point. Something, though, clearly going wrong here for the 31 of Scotty Zerk, as the caution did come out. So we'll see exactly what happened here. If the tree's getting in the way, we may have to get a different view here, as we will. The tree's right in the way of our camera, so let's go back again, as looks like the 50 may have been involved in this as well. So let's go back here. Let's take a look. See if we can get a good camera angle. As you're watching that 31, the yellow, black, and red car, followed by the 50 of Sterling Smith is back here as well. Something happened between these 2 cars that caused both of them to get hard into the wall. And we're about to find out here as Sterling Smith tries to go, and maybe a little bit of net code there. Either that or contact, one of the 2, but they were definitely close to cause that, and both of them going around here to bring out the caution. And here comes everybody down pit road. No surprise there. We figured they would come down sooner or later, as you have the pit road cam here. Caution out on lap number 13 of 60. And looks like we may have some takers staying out, as it looks like Butch Frazier is not going to come down pit road. And everybody else coming down, we'll let you know who gets off the pit road first. Again, Mikey Neal needs a good pit stop here if he wants to make up some positions. We'll see. We'll let you know who takes 2 tires, who takes 4 tires, as we'll go ahead and pop up your running order right now. As of right now, that is how they are. And you can see them cycling through and shuffling there a little bit. Butch Frazier not coming down pit road, though, will be your current race leader. As you can see, your top 5 have been Jamir Muhammad, Chris Brown, Alex Huffman, and Brian Jones. That will do it here for the running orders. We'll get rid of that, and we will go to the front of your field, where Butch Frazier, again, not coming down pit road in that 555 machine. Well, the question is, we ask it, who will be in victory lane later on tonight? We don't know. We'll have to find out when this race goes further on. But if you're liking the racing so far, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let us know. Let the fans know and all the sponsors know you're enjoying tonight's race. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break. We will be right back.
Championship to Ryan Luza. Federer is a 4-time
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here on lap 15 of 60. Of course, that means we are a quarter of the way done with this race. When we get to the line, of course, they have to complete lap 15. So when we get to the line to take the green flag, we will officially be a quarter of the way done with the race here. And I think it's time for some crank it up, so why not? We'll be back live on the mic here in a lap or two. We're going to go crank it up style here on Virtual Racing Network for the RACECORE Online Racing League race. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here. As you can see, I'm underway here. Let's get to our main camera here. Let's go further back in this field. As you can see, these guys really starting to duke it out now. We got a little bit back here. The one driver that did not come down pit road earlier with the rest of this group is the 555 of Butch Frazier. And we'll bring up his stats real fast here. Started 12th. He got up to first because he did not come down pit road. He's back to 21st. Now he's in 19th. As you see Sterling Smith currently back in 20th with a heavily beat up car. And then looks like Scotty Zerk is out of the race now. So Scotty Zerk out of the race here pretty early in the race. Just over a quarter of the way done. So unfortunately for Scotty Zerk in that 31, after being involved in an early incident, he is now out of this race. So very unfortunate for him. He will be scored with a 21st place thing. As you can see on the ticker right there, it says out of the race. So that is where he's at right now. He is no longer here in the race with us. Josh Coley, though, sitting in 4th place. He's putting together a terrific run here tonight, as he has definitely worked through the field. Started 14th. He's up to 4th. A gain of 10 positions here in tonight's race for that 33 machine. So he is on the move right now. Mikey Neal, another one that's sitting back here in 10th place. Cycling there just a little bit. Looks like he may have had a little bit of a blinking issue going there for a second. But he started 13th. He's been as low as 20th. And here he is sitting in 10th place right now. That is the highest he has been all night long. Look to see him definitely progressing through this field throughout tonight's race. We'll definitely be watching for that. Let's check in with a The other driver here is, oh, we got the car going around, and it is the 80 of Bruce Clay going around. Caution is out for the second time here on lap 20. Let's go take a look. What happened here to the 80 of Bruce Clay as he goes around to bring out our second caution? We're about to find out exactly what happened to him. Did he have help, or did the car break loose, or did he get into the wall? So many things could go wrong here for him, or for anybody for that matter, as we're about to find out. The number 9 of Brian Dorsey comes to the inside. Contact made. Brian Dorsey trying to make the pass on the inside. Let's go back and take another quick look at that here real quick. If we can get the blimp camera involved, as we'll go from the eye in the sky here. Was there contact between the 9 and the 80? I believe there was, as we now have Bruce Clay in the pits. So he is unfortunately going to be sitting there for a while, but coming up here in just a second, you'll see the 9 get a good run here. All right, about here is where he starts getting his run, and he dives it to the inside. And I think we're about to see exactly what went wrong. There he goes. Brian Dorsey to the inside and slides right up into the 80's back quarter panel, and the 80 hard into the outside wall. That is the cause of caution number 2. As we'll go back to our leaders this time, none of our front cars coming down pit road. As we'll see, the lights are still on, and here they go. They didn't come down last time. It must have been closed, but they are coming down this time to pit road. We will see who stays out. This time it's going to be the 45 of Brian Jones and the 9 of Brian Dorsey staying out on pit road. And I want to know here, as we look at Brian Dorsey in the 9, who did not come down pit road. It says he has not pitted at all, but he does have 9 laps on his stint, so I'm having a feeling our scoring loop is not accurately depicting that. It looks like he probably came down, at least drove through pit road anyway, on the last caution. And I'm not sure if we have a chance to get a hold of him. If we can, we will try anyway. We do. So let's pull Brian Dorsey up here and see if he indeed did take tires, as we'll go on board with him with the roll bar camera. So give us just one moment. Brian Dorsey, you got a copy?
10-4.
Well, we got you here. He's sitting in second place. Didn't come down pit road this time. Opted to stay out there. But we want to clarify here as we're watching you. Our scoring tower is all sorts of on the fritz. It shows you don't have a pit stop, but you did go down pit road at least once is what it's showing here. So we're trying to figure out if that is inaccurate or if you did go down pit road and just didn't stop.
I went down pit road and got 4 and gas on that first caution, and I stayed out on this one.
Okay, so that is why our scoring tower is just giving us wrong information. But while we have you here, we'll ask you a few quick questions. One of being of which, how are these tires handling out there? And obviously opting not to go in. Is this a trend to go in every other time?
I'm just trying to play the fuel and pit strategy. I think you would still have to pit a couple more times. So if I just stretch it a few more laps, and I'll pit on the green and then see how it plays out.
Well, that was our last question here. The lights are off. Do you have a rough guess here for us on about how many laps you can make it on fuel?
You can get about around 17, 18 laps.
All right. So, well, any quick shout out you want to give before we get you back to the race channel?
No, I'm good, bud.
All
just
right.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll be talking to you later tonight.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, there you have it. That was the 9 of Brian Dorsey, as he is now leading this race, as Brian Jones did opt to come down at pit road. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that and get to our main camera, as we are about ready to get this thing going once again. The lights are off. Brian Dorsey leading the field, with his outside going to be the 1 of Chris Brown. You see that car looks in pretty pristine shape here. They do not have any fast repairs here in this league. So if you damage the car, you run with what you have. If it's not too damaged anyway, if too damaged, your night is done. As we know, the 31 of Scotty Zerk is out of this race. We have Bruce Clay in the 80 who is sitting on pit road. Alright, so we are just moments away from getting the green flag as you see the yellow cone to come on to pit road. Pace car dives off. That means we're going racing as you'll see the flag stand here right there. You can see it in the distance as it is there. Green flag back in the air. Top three back up on your ticker. We are racing once again on lap 24 of 60 here as we are just about done. You can see Smith and Jones both on pit road right now as that will update. Zerk is out of the race. Again, that will update there as Brian Jones, and there you see him, both of them on pit road, him and Sterling Smith coming down. They both received probably penalties there. We'll see. They're receiving tires though, so you can't get tires and fuel on a penalty. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Jameer Muhammad back to the front though as he gets by Brian Dorsey, who didn't take tires on that time. Again, you heard from him running a fuel strategy here tonight. So different scenario, tire run, fuel run. You've got to pick which one you want to go for. And it looks like Brian Dorsey's going for the fuel run as here comes the 33 of Josh Coley pushing the 1 of Chris Brown around Brian Dorsey, and they both will get by. Now it's going to be Jameer Muhammad, Chris Brown, and Josh Coley running in 1, 2, 3 here at the moment. You go a little bit behind them, look who you see creeping into the picture. That is the 8 of Mikey Neal, who has fought his way up through this field here after starting at the rear, not qualifying, from 13th to 4th. He's actually been as low as 20th to 4th. 16 spots gained here in tonight's race. What a run for Mikey and Neal. Damian Leininger right behind him in the 3 machine. Again, those two Budweiser machines have been stuck together like glue this entire race. Wherever one was, the other was. Well, they are traveling in packs here tonight. We'll see how this one does play out for either one of them, which one will finish higher. But it looks like the 3 is actually going to get to the inside of Mikey Neal. Damian Leininger, as Mikey Neal scrapes the outside wall, that's going to cause a little bit of damage for him. Let's go further back in this field just a little bit to currently you got 6th. Jim Walking in 6th place. Brian Jones, Alex Huffman, these guys battling in there again. Brian Dorsey putting on a heck of a run in that 9 machine, considering he's on pretty old tires compared to the rest of this field. As you see, 13 laps versus 4, so significantly older tires, but he is holding on very well considering the fact. As we go back here just a little bit further to some more battles going on. You got John Van Rellis, who just took the spot of 12th place. But behind them, you got the 99 of Justin Starr trying to work over the 6th of Matthew Ellis to try to take 13th place away from him. We'll see if he can do it. Behind them is Charles Hoffman, who we didn't expect to see here tonight due to Christmas coming up in 2 days, family events going on. But he said, to heck with it, I'm coming to race. It's what I love to do. And here he is racing in a 15th position right now. We'll go back to Butch Frazier in 17th. This is the first driver a lap down, followed by Brian Jones 1 lap down, and Sterling Smith 1 lap down as Brian Jones and Sterling Smith just came down pit road. Meanwhile, there he is. There's your leader, Jameer Muhammad, who's possibly going to put him 2 laps down here shortly as we're on lap 28 of 60. We are just 3 laps once they complete lap 30. We are 3 laps away from the halfway point. Even with those cautions, this being a 2.5-mile track, we are clicking away laps extremely fast here tonight. These guys are sitting here saying, look, it's almost Christmas. We want to get in. We want to have a good race, but we want to get it over with at the same time. We want to get over Christmas and eat some great food, celebrate with family and friends, and that's what they're doing here tonight. Brian Dorsey will check back in with him, though, in that number 9 machine, has fallen to 13th place, as unfortunately Bruce Clay being marked as out of this race. He is... the car is sitting on pit road for 10 minutes. After so long, it automatically checks him out and says they're out of this race. He could come back if this race continues, and it does take long enough. He could potentially come back, but no faster repair. He's going to be there for at least another 15 or 20 minutes, probably getting those repairs done, and still will have a pretty damaged car at that. So we'll be looking to see if he does come back or not. Going back to the front, Josh Coley, the highest he's been here, in second place right now. As you see right there, 14th to 2nd, 12 spots gained since the start of the race. That's the lowest he's been as well. Mikey Neal on the rebound once again. After scraping the wall, Mikey Neal going around, and caution, not there it is, caution is out. Everybody avoiding Mikey Neal as he goes around trying to make the pass. That will bring out the caution once again. Let's go back and take a look. Mikey Neal trying to make the pass on the one of Sam Crow, and goes around. Maybe got too low on the track there. We'll see if he hit the apron or if this car just went around on him. As there he catches the apron, but that didn't spin him around. That may have got some junk on his tires right there. Catches the apron again. Oh, catches the rumble strip, and around she goes. Tags the outside wall, and somehow everybody avoiding him, as Jim Locking may get a unsafe pit entrance trying to avoid him. He'll have to get that cleared if he can. But hard lick to the back of the car. Good news is the front of the car looks to be okay for the 8 of Mikey Neal. We go back up to live here, and we'll see who is going to be coming down pit road and who's going to be staying out. All right, that is extremely unfortunate for Mikey Neal. We're having to check something there real quick. But very, very unfortunate for Mikey Neal. It looks like everyone is going to come down pit road. Mikey Neal is currently coming down pit road with this main group. As you can see that car not handling the way he wanted to, or either he's just trying to clean those tires a little bit. Let's go here and let's go to pit lane, and we'll let you see. You see those 2 green cones right there at the end, and you see everybody pretty much on pit road with that yellow bar underneath their name. That means they are on pit road. Josh Coley is getting out very quickly, as you see right there. Jameer Muhammad out of the pits, Coley out of the pits, Huffman out of the pits, and you'll see that yellow bar going away as they come out of the pits. So these guys are starting to file out of the pits now, as pit stops have completed. So we'll go ahead and go back to the main camera here, and we'll see. Let's get a word in with Mikey Neal if we can. First, we'll make sure the lights are not off. I don't think they are. So Mikey Neal sitting on pit road. Let's see if we can't get a quick word in with him if he is still here, and he has not. He has disconnected here, so we do not have a way to get a hold of him. So we'll do the next best thing. We'll pull Josh Coley here and see what he thinks of these tires and what he thinks his odds are putting it in victory lane. Josh Coley, you got a copy?
Hey Charles, how you doing?
Well, we got you here real quick. You're sitting in second place. So our question, of course, for you is, how are these tires handling? And we see people not pitting, then sometimes they will pit. So what is the strategy you're going with here tonight? Is it a fuel strategy or a tire strategy? And what do you think your odds are getting this thing in the victory lane here tonight?
Oh, we're just, looks like we need about 6 more gallons to finish. So once we get to that point, I'll probably just try to short pit and gain some time. I don't know about winning. The car's been fast tonight, so I think we're a front runner. Might have a chance.
Well, you definitely been up there, gained a lot of spots, and pretty much stayed there since you got there. So we don't want to keep you too long, as it looks like we're going to be getting ready to go racing next time by. Hopefully, well, see, the lights are still on, but we know you got some sponsors and shout-outs, so who would those be for getting here for tonight's race?
I got to thank Iracing Drivers World, the Global Building Contractors. I think that's Dan Butler Designs, VRN, and there's one more I'm forgetting.
I believe that would be Gold Cube.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Charles.
Anytime. Well, we'll let you back up there, and hopefully we'll be talking to you in the podium finish tonight.
All right, thanks, Charles.
All right, again, that was the 33 of Josh Coley. As we're riding on board with him here, we'll go and get to our main cameras. He's sitting in second place here. We are just over the halfway point of tonight's race here on lap 32 of 60 as we are getting ready to go. There you see the lights still on the pace car, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, the lights are off on the pace car. We are going racing this time by. We'll see who will be putting it in victory lane. Again, we didn't get a chance to talk to Mikey Neal, though. He is back on the track, sitting in 14th place right now. Pace car dives off as we are set to go racing here to start lap 34 of 60. We're getting closer and closer to the end of this race. Green flag is back out. Top three back up on your ticker. So far, Bruce Clay and Scotty Zirk are the only two drivers out of your race. The number 80 and 31 have packed it up, put it in the hauler, and sent it home here tonight. The only two, as we're going to go back here a little ways, as they're trying to make it 2 and 3 wide here at certain points in this race. And what a race this has been already. As you have Brian Dorsey taking 4 tires and fuel that last pit stop, as he is going to go down and get those tires, and he is going to try to fight his way back. He has already been up front. He led 2 laps as Jameer Muhammad was able to get by him very quickly on those older tires. He's trying to get by the 3 of Damian Leininger, and he does do so. Now he's trying to work over the 21 of Dan Butler. Will he be able to get by that 21 of Dan Butler? We're about to find out as they come to the line to start lap 35. There it is. Jameer Muhammad has already started it. He has pulled away to a pretty sizable lead already of .716 over Josh Coley in the 33. And here comes Chris Brown in the 1. He's got a run coming up on that 33. Alex Huffman sitting in 4th place right now. He's trying to run him down and take the position. Let's go back here to Mikey Neal. As you see this little group here, they're starting to go back and forth and jockey for position right now, as it looks like the 8's going to get the advantage as he comes to the line first, just getting by Damian Leininger and Justin Starr. Again, we have just under half of this race left to go, but still with a 2.5 mile track, that is plenty of time and plenty of real estate to gain here, or that you can gain here anyway. So definitely nobody is out of this race just yet, of course, other than the ones that are physically out of the race. The only driver not on the lead lap right now, that is the one of Sterling Smith. 1 lap down is what we're getting at. However, he is actually ahead of some of these other cars on the track. So while he is currently the only car a lap down, he's actually ahead of drivers like Brian Jones here at the moment, as he did get by him on the track, as well as Butch Frazier. So we'll be looking to see if he has any speed left in that 50, even though he has quite a bit of damage to the car. So that is something to watch out for as the caution does come out. And this time again, it's for Mikey Neal in the 8 going around at the entrance of pit road. What happened here to the 8 of Mikey Neal? And did he have any help? Just happened at the entrance of pit road. Here he's battling with the 3 of Damian Leininger. We'll see exactly what happened. We're going to try to get the best view we can on this anyway. As you see right there, let's go up to the dam. And ow, Mikey Neal goes for a violent ride. As you can't see, he was actually in the air for most of that. Let's go back and take another look here from the blimp cam the whole time. Did he have contact with the 3 of Damian Leininger? If so, it was a hard lick. As you see, they weren't that close to each other. They were close, but I'm not sure they actually physically touched. We're going to try to get another look at this if we can from a good view, as the blimp camera here is probably the best view we have. And again, I don't think they may have been the little bit of netcode. I don't think they actually touched in that view. Let's take one more look at that, as we do have a few drivers coming down. Let's go to camera here and see if we can get a better view from behind this. Again, right there, I'm going to say there was not real contact made between there that would shoot the 8 hard into the wall like that. It definitely wasn't at an angle that you would have thought would have done that, but the 8 of Mikey Neal goes hard into the outside wall and then the inside wall, and that will bring out the caution once again here for the race, as it is Jameer Muhammad that is still your race leader. Definitely a hard lick there. Unfortunately for Mikey Neal, getting the worst end of the deal, is he is going to be sitting on pit road, and looks like the tires are going down there, so we'll see. Is he going to be able? No, he is retiring it. Mikey Neal has packed it up in the trailer. His night is done, as we go back to the front of this field. As it is right now, we'll take a look at your top 5 after 37 laps. It's Jameer Muhammad in the number 2, the 1 of Chris Brown in second, third place will be the 9 of Brian Dorsey, the 4, that should be updated here shortly. Fourth place would be the 83 of Alex Huffman, and fourth place the 33 of Josh Coley. That should be reversed there. It's saying 5th, but technically Alex Huffman is in 4th place, so that should update when they get to the line. We may have to adjust that, as it may not be on live timing, it may be on at the line. But regardless, that is your top 5 right now. We'll see if it fixes itself when they do get to the line. As you can see it right there, you can see the flag stand coming in to the picture. As we should get the lights off this time by, if we are not mistaken. And no, we are going to take one more lap around this track. As there we go. Now it updates as they come across the line, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Bring up your ticker back onto the screen. So we have one more lap to go. And then we will be on the lap to go to green. So it looks like we're going to go green once again on lap 41, 42, depending on when they go back. But we'll be back on the mic here in just a second after a quick commercial break.
This is a demonstration for the built-in water temperature sensor of W5 CPU water block. There is a water temperature sensor built inside W5 to detect the temperature of the coolant that runs through W5. Here, we're using thermal mode and time-lapse effect to show the temperature change of the system. You can easily see the real-time temperature change on the software screen. W5 is also made with central inlet design, which contributes to higher coolant flow that helps faster heat dispatching to achieve a lower coolant temperature, of which you can see on the software thanks to the water temperature sensor. While W5 shows you the temperature of the coolant that runs through your CPU water block, you can also throw in a Pacific TF1 indicator to monitor the temperature and coolant flow of your whole system.
Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as they will start lap 41 under green, this time by here for the RACECORE iRacing Drivers World Racing Series. We will have 20 laps to go. This time by, we started with 21 drivers. We currently have 18 on the track as Scotty Zerk is in 21st out of the race. 20th will be the 80 of Bruce Clay, also out of the race. And just here recently, 4 laps ago, Mikey Neal in the 8th. He scored 19th, currently out of the race. All 18 drivers that are on the track are currently on the lead lap. That is impressive right there, that all 18 on the track are on the lead lap as we're getting ready to go racing one more time here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 2.51 mile track, 60 laps is what we have on the books here with 151 miles. Your air temp 69 degrees, track temp 87 degrees, and this is the tough one right here. A northwest wind 17 miles per hour here tonight. That is making it very difficult to control these cars as the green flag is back out. Top 3 back up on your ticker as we are racing here once again at Indianapolis Motor Speedway here on Virtual Racing Network. And what a race it has been. Only a few drivers out so far as this Chris Brown sitting in second place right now, followed by Alex Huffman. So right now, Alex Huffman has the team of Kick Asphalt Motorsports. This all relies on him as his teammate Mikey Neal out of the race already. And their other teammate is no longer here racing in the series after last weekend's race. So this is all on them, and now it's all on Alex Huffman to get the win for his team. as the 33 of Josh Coley is taking 4th place away from Brian Dorsey in that number 9 machine. And here comes Damian Leininger. He's going to try to take it away and 5th away as well. Can he do it is the question. As they're side by side going into the corner, Damian Leininger, what a run. He manages to take that spot away very easy, as showing Mikey Neal still in the pits. That will update once we come by again. He is no longer in the pits. He has retired from the race. We'll see. Maybe he has not left. Maybe he's going to try to make a comeback here, or at least come back into the race. His chances of winning pretty much have come and gone due to the fact that he would have to make up at least 6 laps now. With as few cautions we've had and probably will have the rest of this race, that is virtually impossible to come over. And to back up to the front here, I want to point this out that Chris Brown so far running in 2nd place, 0.266 seconds off of the lead. That is the smallest lead that anybody has kept between themselves and Jamir Muhammad. Jamir Muhammad has been so fast and so quick to be 0.099 seconds behind. Nobody has been as close to Jamir Muhammad as Chris Brown has here tonight in that number 1 machine. So the question is, will he be able to run him down and pass him for the lead? As now you see that gap 0.499. So Jamir Muhammad very well could be holding back a little bit, as we should. Some of these guys, anyway, should be able to make it on fuel. We'll definitely be seeing. Actually, I don't know if anybody officially can make it on fuel. We may need one more caution here to officially make it. But Mikey Neal still being shown in the pits. Why that's in good news for Mikey, of course, his chances of winning. There you go, 45 minutes to repair. So hasn't officially left, but definitely has a lot of repair. So for all intents and purposes, Mikey's Neal night is done. We just see him typing in a chat. And to answer, netcode basically is the simple fact that there's 2 registered cars in each other. Basically, it's hard to explain, but yeah. 2 cars, it's 2 internet connections is what it is. One registers one is registering something different. They're not in sync together, and that's when you get netcode where they're not syncing up properly. As we have some drivers coming down pit road, if we can get to them, they're sinking like a rock here in the standings. It is Jamir Muhammad, our race leader, coming down pit road. We knew they had to make another stop. We didn't think they could make it on fuel. And Jamir Muhammad giving up the lead to come down pit road here on lap 45 with 15 laps to go. 15 to 18 is what they can make it. So we know nobody else can make it. And Jamir Muhammad short pitting the rest of this field big time, as nobody else coming down. And he will stay on the lead lap. So if a caution was to come out while he's on pit road, he would be set to go, where everybody else would have to come down pit road and take fuel to be able to make it to the end of the race. And of course they would take tires too, as there you see it's going to be Chris Brown, the 2nd car, coming down pit road. Nobody else coming down yet, so this is starting to get into a little bit of different strategy here for tonight's race. So this could get very, very interesting to see how this one plays out for everyone. As you see, Jamir Muhammad has come down in the 2. He's back in 18th on the lead lap. Chris Brown on pit road now. Josh Coley leading the field right now as your race leader. So when will these guys come down, and will we see a caution that brings these guys down, or will it be something else? Will it just be a normal pit stop? We don't know at this time. What we do know is Chris Brown is getting ready to leave pit road, as he is now on pit road, and we'll see who's going to be the next one, and a bunch of them. Josh Coley coming down, Alex Huffman coming down pit road, Justin Starr coming down pit road. A ton of drivers coming down pit road this time, as they're coming down in waves here of about 3 to 4 cars now. So this is very interesting. People have different strategies as what it is that's going to get them into victory lane. And we'll see here, as I don't see anybody making a bad stop here. They're going to be very careful. as we'll see Alex Huffman making a good stop there. Josh Coley's done with his stop. He'll get out back on the track, but right now your leader is Damian Leininger. That is your race leader here at the moment, followed by Matthew Ellis. Will these guys come down this time onto pit road? We're about to find out as they are getting ready. It looks like the 3 is awfully low on the track, and he does come down. Damian Leininger in the 3 coming down pit road, and it looks like we're going to have somebody coming with him here. I'm not sure who that is. That is Sam Crow in the 70 coming down pit road as well. So 2 different drivers. Oh, and there's the 45 of Brian Jones is going to come down pit road as well. So another 3 cars coming down pit road. That'll give the lead to Matthew Ellis here in the 6 machine. Again, different little waves here. It means different strategies. Some guys think one strategy is better than the other as to when they should come down. What we do know is we are 3 laps away. When we complete lap 50, we will have 10 laps to go. There you go. I believe that's a Neon Knights basic gay. That is exactly pretty much what happens. Essentially, when 2 internets don't mesh up together and sync well together, you have a ghost contact between 2 cars. And sometimes it just doesn't end well for one person. But we'll see. Matthew Ellis still has not come down pit road. We know they cannot make it on fuel. They have 11 laps in their tires. They can go 15 to 18 laps. So we know these guys cannot make it. So right now, your top 6, Matthew Ellis, John Vanver Ellis, Charles Hoffman, Justin Spear, Dan Butler, Jim Locking, and actually even Sterling Smith, and you can even go further, Butch Frazier in that mix as well, and even Brian Dorsey. These guys cannot make it on fuel. They will have to come back down. That would re-give the lead to the 2 of Jameer Muhammad. But look how close Josh Coley is to him, sitting there essentially in 2nd place. Yes, they're battling right now for 10th and 11th, but that is essentially 1st, 2nd, and 3rd that you see on your screen right there, due to the fact that when these guys circle around, as there you see Justin Spear coming down pit road. Well, you can't see him. There he is. Now you can. These guys come down pit road. Matthew Ellis in this gang that are right here on their screen. When they come down pit road, that will give the lead back to Jameer Muhammad. As you'll see, the question is, when are they going to go? Looks like John Vanderellis is going to try to make a bid for the lead here. It's not going to work, and we'll see, are they going to come down pit road? This is when they would have to start making that trip. They're all awfully low on the track. No, they are not coming down, though. They are going to continue to stay out here here on lap 50. So are they going to try to stretch it here? This is going to be very close. As they're on lap 13 right now, and we currently have 10 laps to go. That would put them at 23 laps. Unless they conserve really good, or we got a bad estimate on the fuel, they are not going to be able to make it to the end of this race. As there goes Brian Dorsey. He's coming down pit road. They very well could be trying to stretch this here. Maybe get in and get a splash of fuel and go and come out in front of the leaders. So we may see a winning strategy here from John Van Ellis, who just took the lead. Matthew Ellis, Charles Huffman, Dan Butler, Jim Locking, Butch Frazier, Sterling Smith. These guys are on a totally different strategy. My guess is they're going to come in with about 5 to go, or whenever they're getting close to running out of fuel, get a splash of fuel, try to stay out in front of these leaders, and then go back out onto the track. But I do want to point out here where this could be flawed is that you look at Jameer Muhammad right now on the track. He is running 52 twos. If you look at Matthew Ellis, who just took the lead back again, he's running 54 fours. So 2 seconds behind your leader, over 2 seconds in speed. So if you're going to come in, you need to come in quick. Get that splash of fuel and get back onto the track. The longer you stay out, the older those tires get, the slower you're going to get, and that gap from first to 8th place, where Jameer Muhammad is going to shrink and get smaller and smaller. And you want to obviously have as big a gap as you can so you can get in and get out and keep going and leading this race. We'll see, though. He may have a winning strategy. He may not. We don't know. That's why we're in the booth, and these guys are out on the track. And, we're keeping a close eye on everybody in that top 7 right now that, again, are the only drivers that have not come down. We're pretty sure they cannot make it on fuel. Well, definitely, netcode is a very hard thing to comprehend. You wouldn't think about it, but it really is unfortunate that it does exist. But basically, it's going to forever. There's just nothing you can do about it. So you just kind of have to hope that it doesn't affect you at the most, or as bad as it can. And here we see pit stops. No, still not coming down here for John Van Ellis, Matthew Ellis, Charles Hoffman. We have currently 8 laps to go. There it is, 7 laps to go in this race, as John Van Ellis is your race leader, running 54.9. So you're getting slower and slower. Meanwhile, look at this, 3 and 4 wide back here between Charles Hoffman, Brian Dorsey in here. You got the 6 and Matthew Ellis, the 77. Getting in the mix here as well. Keep in mind the 77 is a lap down of Justin Spear. He is 1 lap down, but he's battling with these guys like he's battling for position. Unfortunately, though, he is not. He is a lap down, so caution would potentially get him a lap back, as Brian Dorsey is actually a lap down too, so he wouldn't. And there goes John Van Ellis down pit road. He will officially come down and take his pit stop here with what will be 6 laps to go when they cross the line. Or, sorry, 7. Yeah, there it is. 6 laps to go. 55 of 60. So when Charles Hoffman gets to the line, we will officially have 5 laps to go. I'm beginning to think these guys are going to try to run it out here as they're on lap 17 right now. Either that or it is a strategy of a splash and go. As you see John Van Ellis coming out of pit road, he's back in 10th place, right, 11th place, as he's dropping 5.8 seconds on pit road. A splash and go is all he took. So it's exactly what we figured they would do. A splash of fuel and we're out. As we look to see how this one's going to play out, will Charles Hoffman, who we didn't even expect to see here tonight, somehow put this thing in the victory lane on the fuel strategy, or will he come up a little bit short here for the win? So this has become a very interesting race here, as we've been live for about an hour and a half, and we still don't know who's going to be the winner. We don't know if it's going to be Charles Hoffman, Dan Butler, Jim Locking, or is it going to be Jamir Muhammad, who led 38 laps tonight. He has led the most laps. We've had at least 10 leaders here. Our leaderboard only goes to 10 different drivers that have led a lap. It could be more than that. That's just what we know. We have had 13 different lead changes. That does not necessarily mean we've had 13 leaders, but 13 changes, and we know of at least 10 different leaders that we have had here tonight. We'll see. There's Jim Locking and Matthew Ellis coming down pit roads, or they're not going to be able to make it. Their crew chief is telling them you need to come down pit road for fuel. So those two not going to be sitting in victory lane. Potentially, it looks like they're going to get past here pretty quickly. As you'll see, Josh Coley gaining a few more spots. There's your front two right there. Charles Hoffman and Dan Butler. Dan Butler's going to take the lead now. As doing the math here, he has not led a lap on our list. So this would be his first lap. So we know for a fact we've had at least 11 different leaders here in this race tonight here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Your track temp, we talked about it earlier, was 100 and some odd degrees, 107. It has dropped to 98 degrees, as we do have some clouds rolling over here, and that will affect the temperature of this track. As we now have 3 laps to go. Can Dan Butler hang on to the win, or will he run out of fuel? He's on lap 20. Again, we were told 15 to 18 laps is what they can make it on fuel. So this could get very interesting to see if he can make it on fuel. Sterling Smith coming down pit road. Oh, he couldn't make it. He ran out of fuel. We have a ton of drivers here. Dan Butler, Charles Hoffman, 20 laps. Jamir Muhammad is currently up to third place now. He has managed to make his way back into a podium finish if it runs how it is right now. Chris Brown just outside in fourth. Josh Coley, unfortunately, has fallen back here a little bit after having what I figured to be a second place finish when it all cycled out. And Dan Butler not going to be able to make it. He's coming down pit road as he will not be able to make it on fuel. He has to come down and get a splash of fuel to go. The number 21, there goes his chances at the win. Charles Hoffman in the 63, however, you might call him a rocket. Here is Ryan Newman was given that title as he was able to save fuel like nobody else. And that is exactly what Charles Hoffman is doing right now. As 2 laps to go, and no, he is coming down pit road, and I believe he is completely out of fuel. He is dropping speed. He is out of fuel here, folks. I would be willing to bet on it, so he cannot make it the rest of this race. As there you see him right there. He's out of fuel. Jamir Muhammad, your new leader, once again taking the lead back. That will put Chris Brown and Butch Frazier going to be your top 3 right there, as Butch Frazier will officially get by him. Alex Huffman, if he has 1 lap to make something happen, if he wants to get to the top 3. But Jamir Muhammad has regained the lead as the white flag is in the air. Your final lap presented by Northwest Racing Series. Jamir Muhammad is just moments away from putting it in victory lane once again here tonight on a fuel strategy that paid off for him. He was the first one to come in on the last pit stop that needed to be made, and he is going to be the first one to cross the line when we get there, assuming nothing happens and he can put it in victory lane. Oh, here it comes to the line as he's coming out of the corners. And there you see the cone for pit road as your race winner here tonight. You see the flag stand. And there it is. Jamir Muhammad in the number 2 is going to be your race winner here tonight. He led 40 of the 60 laps here for tonight's race. And we're going to go back here and see, I believe Alex Huffman may have taken 3rd place. Let's go back and take a look at that one real quick and see what happened here. As you see right here, Alex Huffman going to the inside. I'm not mistaken, he got by. Let's take another quick look at that. What happened to the 555 to allow the 83 to get by, or did the 83 just hold back a little bit here at the end? This is a replay here for 3rd place, and right there, Alex Huffman just blows by the 555 of Butch Frazier like he's standing still. Josh Coley was able to get by as well, so we'll go back up to live as Jamir Muhammad, your race winner, followed by Chris Brown and Alex Huffman. We'll be talking to those top 3 drivers here in just a few moments after their photo. But before we do that, we need to go through your unofficial race results. Coming away with the win here is going to be Jamir Muhammad with the number 2 machine. 2nd place will be the 1 of Chris Brown. 3rd place will be the 83 of Alex Huffman. 4th place will be the 33 of Josh Coley. And 5th place will go to the 555 of Butch Frazier. 6th place will go to Justin Starr. 7th place, John Van Varellis. 8th place, Sam Crow. 9th place, Matthew Ellis. 10th place, Jim Locking. 11th place, Dan Butler. 12th place, Justin Spear. 13th place, Brian Dorsey. 14th, Craig Covington. 15th, Sterling Smith. 16th, Damian Laniger. 17th, Charles Hoffman. 18th will go to Brian Jones. 19th will go to Mikey Neal. 20th goes to Bruce Clay. And 21st will go to Scotty Zerk. That will do it here for your unofficial race results. We are going to hop over to the post-race show. We will be right back here in just a few moments. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here with the post-race show as we have third place with us here. That is the 83 of Alex Huffman. Started 7th, went as low as 16th, and managed to get as high as 2nd, but in the end finished here 3rd. You came in late, didn't get as much practice as everybody else, but overall you finished really good here, so give the people here that have never been on iRacing, or even real racing for that matter, what is this track like? It is a very iconic track, but it is a very different track than just about every other track on the circuit as well.
It's a handful, that's for sure. I struggled being tight all night. Jameer obviously had a handle on this place, so did Chris. I got second behind Jameer on that one restart, and I just couldn't go anywhere after that, and I had to let Chris go because I pushed up in turn 2. But it was hot and really it seemed slick to me because I was getting loose off exit on some corners and tied in. But it is an iconic track. I've been here before for the Indy 500. It wasn't that entertaining. I think this race is a little bit more entertaining than it was when I went, but it was fun. Salvaged the 3rd place, and I'll take that in today.
Well, definitely it was a great finishing here for you. We don't want to keep you here too long. Obviously, this is 2 days before Christmas. We know people have family over. Shout out to all the families that let us come here and do this and don't interrupt us and, nag us, want to jump in the wheel or whatever and race with us. Just one last question here. Is that last lap pass, were you holding back there a little bit, or did something happen that we missed? We went back and watched the replay, and it looks like you just blew the doors off of Butch Frazier all of a sudden.
Yeah, I took 4 tires on that last stop. I think Jameer and Chris, they took 2, and they had a big lead on me, and I was just hoping, I was like, well, maybe I could reel them back in with this 4 tires, but I just blew my own tires off, and Butch was saving fuel there. He said he ran out coming on the front stretch, which sucks, but I mean, that's pretty awesome how he stretched the fuel 21 laps there at the end. But I was like kind of scared I was going to lose 3rd, but I was trying my hardest to get to him and get by to be at least able to get up here in the booth with you.
Well, that would explain exactly what happened there, as it just looks like you just put it into another gear that no one else had there to get 3rd place, but you did indeed get by him. You're here talking to us, and of course, before we let you go, we know you got some shout-outs and sponsors, so who would those be for that 3rd place finish?
I got to thank you guys, VRN, for broadcasting, RACECORE, Dan and Justin for putting this on, iRacing Drivers World, Dan Butler Designs, Global Building Contractors, Gold Cube, a couple series that I'm ready to really be going after here in a few weeks. I thank everybody watching. Jason for the support I seen in chat real quick, and Mikey, I don't know what happened to him. I hate that he had some bad luck tonight. Knew he was going to be fast, and just thankful for everybody around me in life. Friends and family, and gotta say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate to everybody out there watching.
All right, so well, again, congrats on 3rd place. Just a terrific run here, so we'll get rid of that real fast. And we are getting a word from Chris Brown that he has no sound, so unfortunately we won't get to talk to him. But we'll basically say he did a great job. He stayed up front most of the race here. Did a fantastic job. Battling with Jameer up there is at one point he was the closest driver to try to catch Jameer. As far as I think it was like .099, that was the closest anybody came to Jameer here tonight. But fortunately, with no sound, we don't get to talk to him. But we do, of course, have Jameer here, so we will talk to our race winner here tonight. First off, Jameer, I believe this is like our 2nd or 3rd time here that we've had you here in the booth. We'll just give a shout out to Jeff for not being here because, he has family over in Christmas, so it's understandable. But he is not here, of course, with good reason. It is 2 days before Christmas. But I will go ahead and take over his job. So how was this car out there? Like we just said, nobody seemed to have anything for you here tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough track. The conditions were getting hotter as the race went on. I think it went up like maybe almost 20 degrees throughout the race, and yeah, the car was just really really tight. So it was a handful. You're just trying to keep the right side on it for the race. I mean, the first half of the race, I was focused on just trying to race the track and not race really the competitors, and hopefully I had a car there at the end so I can race for it. And the way it worked out with the pit strategy just seems to have fit with my strategy perfectly. And yeah, Chris Brown, he was like right there with me. I think he just never had the track positions I had. He was always like third or fourth on the restart, so it took him a while to get up. And yeah, we were pretty much, I would say, equal speed. I just had the track positions all day.
Yeah, we just loved coming here. The first time we came here earlier in the season, or for the last series, unfortunately, due to I believe it was storms that rolled in, or internet or something caused us to not be able to cover that race. We absolutely love the camera angles here. We get to see up close to these cars. And we get to put on a good show here, and obviously y'all put on a good show for us to be able to put on that good show, as I believe there was only 2 or 3 cautions in this race. So coming into this track, did you prepare for a long green flag run, or did you expect to see those few cautions in there? And what was more important to you, at least coming into the race and then maybe after the race? Was it fuel or was it tires?
I didn't really do much preparation, to be honest. Every time I tried a long green flag run, I would hit the wall and ruin the car. So I think I got like 6 or 7 laps each time, and then I would whack the wall, and then so I couldn't really test it out to see what the car would do at the end of the runs. I was mostly trying to save tires to be there at the end. It was really hard to say because what strategy would be best with the cautions, the way it was working out. Yeah, there was a lot of options out there, but yeah, it was a good race overall. I think it was fun, and hopefully it was good to watch, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
Definitely was a blast to watch up here in the booth, and I'm pretty sure all the fans out there liked it as well. That being said, here, same thing, it's not too terribly late. It's not even 9 o'clock Central Time, but we don't want to keep y'all too long. It is, of course, the day before Christmas Eve, so it's like Christmas Eve, or I don't know. Well, yeah, regardless, anyway, it's getting close to Christmas, so we want to let you go so you can spend time with the family. But before we do, we know you've got some shout-outs, and I believe some of those may be the family.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Iracing Drivers World for sponsoring the series, Global Building Contractors, Dan Butler Designs, Gold Cube. Shout out to you, Charles, and your fans and viewers who are watching the race. Hopefully you guys have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And yeah, shout out to my family and friends that let me race here every Sunday and Tuesday. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, again, congrats on the win, and that is just about going to do it here for tonight's race. Before we officially sign off here for tonight, of course, we need to thank all of the sponsors that have made this possible here for this series and for the broadcast. On the racing side of things, big shout out to Global Building Contractors, iRacing Drivers World, Dan Butler Designs, and of course, coming on recently is Gold Cube. Here on the broadcast side of things, we would like to thank the following partners for the 2018 year, and that includes Northwest Racing Series, Wool's Beard Co., SimSpeedShop.com, iBog, and of course, coming on board here recently is themselves here at RACECORE. On behalf of RACECORE Online Racing League and Virtual Racing Network, we will see you at the next race, which will actually be Friday, possibly. We'll let you know a little bit more about that. And then Saturday, if we have one. We're off till at least Friday, so stay tuned and, of course, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.